With your CIGTV News Update, I'm Donna Bush. Glad you could join us as always. Now, the stands at the Truman-Bodden Sports Complex are empty now, but on Saturday, Sunday and Monday, more than 3,000 spectators from here at home and overseas will watch the magic happen each day. More than 500 athletes, including 52 of our own girls and boys, will compete for a place on the medal stand. On Thursday morning, we took our CIGTV cameras to the complex where we met up with CIGTV co-chair and Deputy Chief Officer for the Ministry of Sports, Mr. Joel Francis.
A lot of dedication, a lot of planning, but invariably with an event of this magnitude, it takes a little more than that. It takes pride in doing it on behalf of your country. It takes belief in what it will do for your country and the wider region in terms of development of our young people. And those are the things that really, I think, carry you through when the going gets a bit tough. It would have been absolutely impossible without the assistance of the Cayman Islands government. And I want to make special mention of the Minister responsible for sport, the Honourable Juliana O'Connor-Connolly, who went to bat for us to get the funding. It is a difficult enough task to do an event like this with having to worry about where you're going to get the money to be able to do it. We have a very small stadium, which most high schools in America have a bigger stadium than we have. So a big part of it is trying to make what we have look as presentable as possible. We are going to be live streaming globally for the first time for CIGTV, which will be via the IAAF website. It will be live streamed through North America, so the United States and Canada, via FlowTrack. So we want to make the best possible presentation. And thanks to the government, I think we were able to achieve that. It's now for us to, within the space that we've created, come to witness the spectacle of Caribbean youth track and field as it is demonstrated in CIGTV. There are 3 days of competition, 2 sessions per day. You're going to get action-packed track and field competition in both sessions. They have spread the events throughout the morning and evening sessions to entice people to come to both sessions. Traditionally, CIGTV spectators have not come to the morning sessions. If you miss the morning sessions, which are free of charge, you're going to miss a lot. So you need to come to the morning sessions to get the fullness of CIGTV. And you're going to see, I think, on the part of the Cayman team, a number of medal contenders. We normally are in the sort of 4, 5, up to about 7 medal range. We're in transition now as a country. Some of the more experienced athletes like Lacey and Danelis and so on have come off. Some of the youngsters are coming through. The under-17 girls in the 4x1, our bronze medalists from last year, they'll be looking to defend. We have Rashim, we have young Mr. Gordon, who is in the high jump. So those are, I think, our possible medal contenders. But the CIAA, which has charge of our athletes and their development, given the opportunity to a total of 52 Cayman representatives to compete in front of home crowd. Many of them, though, it will be for the experience, to try to motivate them and get an understanding of the levels that they have to achieve. So it will be a variety of things. As far as the cross-cultural mix, you're going to be seeing people from across the Caribbean. Everybody's wanted to come to Cayman. We have charters, 2 from the Bahamas, 2 from Trinidad, 2 from Jamaica, another one coming from Barbados via Antigua. So Cayman is the hot spot for this weekend, and you really will, I think, take away a lot from the mixing with our brothers and sisters from across the region. I want to thank the LOC for their dedication doing this from the heart and on the part of the Cayman Islands. It's a massive event. There are a number of little bits and pieces still to be done as we are now 2 days away. But we are working so that none of our spectators will have to experience any of that. You'll simply come to the Truman-Bodden Sports Complex and enjoy a banquet of the best in track and field, not just in the Caribbean, but in the world.
Athletes from 27 other regional countries will take to the track on Saturday, Sunday and Monday in hopes of making their nations proud. For more details on everything CIGTV 2019, you can go online to caymancirifta2019.ky. Again, that's caymancirifta2019.ky. Well, the long Easter weekend is just hours away, and Tuesday this week, RCIPS officers conducted walkthroughs of the 7 Mile Beach area, along with West Bay Commander Inspector Lloyd Marriott. Now, the officers spoke with beachgoers and visited vendors as well as businesses in order to provide public reassurance that increase community engagement and address any violations of the law. One of the reasons they say they conducted these special operations, in addition to their daily patrols, is so that people get used to the idea that police officers can be on the beach at any time and not just in uniform, said Sergeant Leslie Lang Hall, who's responsible for the West Bay community policing sector. And business owners, according to a press release from the RCIPS, seem to be happy with the police presence. Well, if you missed today's news update, you can go to the Cayman Islands government Facebook page or the CIG Television YouTube channel. I'm Donna Bush with your CIGTV news update for this week. I thank you for joining us, and I wish you a safe and wonderful Easter holiday. And we invite you to join us back here again next Tuesday evening. Until then, bye-bye for now.
Boating, fishing, and water sports in the Cayman Islands are great, but keep a cool head. Here are 7 tips for fun and safe sea outings. Number 1. Use a checklist to plan your outing. Check the weather forecast, make a float plan, and share it with someone who is remaining on land, stating where you're going, with whom, and when you're expected to return. Visit your nearest marine supply store to get your safety gear. This includes signaling mirrors, whistles, and a flare kit. It's also very important to have onboard flotation devices and life vests for each person. There are different types of vests. Some are for water sport activities such as snorkeling, and others are for going on offshore boating or on fishing trips. Number 2. These items can be lifesavers in case of an accident or bad weather. Number 3. Use a motor kill switch, especially if you're boating alone. In case of a leak or breakdown, always stay with the boat until help arrives. If you capsize, an emergency beacon or locator device can send a distress signal to inform the authorities of your location. Larger flares will indicate distress to a boat, airplane, or search and rescue officials. Number 4. In addition to sunscreen, food, and beverages, it would be smart to have a cell phone. Make sure your marine radio works. Cayman boaters use Channel 16 to communicate. Number 5. Also, don't forget your anchor and sufficient rope. Number 6. Boat operators should be familiar with the local waters and reefs, as well as the capabilities and functions of the vessels they are using. Always obey the rules of the sea and the marine environment, and have courtesy for others. Number 7. Alcohol and salt water do not mix, especially if you're the captain. Some useful contact numbers are 911. The RCIPS Marine Base is 649-7710, and the Port Authority is 949-2055. Smooth sailing, all!
The Esterly-Tibbetts Highway 3-lane roundabout is ready for drivers. It's time to make sure you know how to use it. First, know which exit you need to take. Pay attention to lane arrows and signs. Make sure you use your signal to change lanes or exit the roundabout. To turn left, you always approach in the left-hand lane and indicate left. To drive straight ahead, you need to be looking out for signs and road markings indicating which lane to use. Get in one of the lanes marked with a straight-through arrow. If turning right, you must use the right-hand lane and indicate accordingly. To use the roundabout safely, remember these 3 tips. Know your exit, pick your lane, and signal to make your turn.